To the Naperville Park District Board of Commissioners regular board meeting, Thursday, October 11th, 2018. Time is 7 p.m. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Bridget, call the roll, please.
President Riley?
Here.
Vice President Janner?
Here.
Commissioner Carlson?
Here.
Commissioner Egan?
Present.
Commissioner Ensign?
Here.
Commissioner King?
Here.
Commissioner Todd?
Here.
Next item on the agenda is matters from the public. Do we have anyone signed up to speak?
No, we do not.
We'll move on to updates and reports. Start off with Riverwalk Commission, Commissioner Carlson.
Thank you, Commissioner Riley. The Naperville Riverwalk Commission met at the Naperville Municipal Center October 10th at 7:30 a.m. Several projects are in motion along the Riverwalk, and there are some very exciting additions coming soon. First, the J.C.'s Park broke ground on September 18th outside between the Municipal Center and the south side of DuPage River. To refresh residents, the J.C.'s Park focus will be a concept of constructing a smart park on the north lawn of the Naperville Municipal Center. This park is an opportunity for individuals looking for flexible workspace to be able to come together in an area located near Naperville's downtown. Thanks to donations from the community, enough funds have been pledged to construct this unique amenity. Most of the project will be constructed this fall and ultimately will be completed in the spring of 2019. On October 3rd, the Naperville Rotary's Harmony Park broke ground between Rotary Hill and the large quarry on the north side of the walkway adjacent to Aurora Avenue. This park will consist of 4 large musical percussion instruments. The instruments chosen, contrabass, chimes, melody xylophone in imbarimba, and swirl chimes, have been researched and selected based on minimizing impact. The construction of the park is estimated to take 4 weeks, barring any significant weather delays. Next, the Riverwalk Commission has been eagerly awaiting a report on the second phase of Moser Tower assessment regarding the structural viability of the Carillon Tower. The second phase of the assessment brought outside engineers and experts in to conduct a limited material and durability analysis. The study analyzed critical connection points, the condition of precast concrete columns, the compression rings of the structure, and the post-tension anchorage between the concrete and metal fasteners. To summarize the findings, it was determined through shop drawings that the tower was constructed as was intended and correctly. Visible corrosion was analyzed, and it was determined that the corrosion is contained to the surface of metal fasteners at this point and has not compromised the fasteners. Steel rings and internal girders 52.5 feet above the ground were chosen to test strength and viability, and it was determined that the structural integrity of the tower is good. Next steps for the Moser Tower assessment will be to compile information from Phase 1 and Phase 2 and prioritize necessary repairs. They will incorporate repair costs in a final addendum and include a life cycle analysis for future maintenance and repairs. This report should be completed before the end of 2018. Finally, the Park District is in the process of renovating the warming hut adjacent to the outdoor ice skating rinks and should be completed soon. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Parks and Rec Committee.
Nothing to report at this time.
Next is the standard monthly President's Report. Have you ever wondered what Ultimate Frisbee is? Have you wanted to find out how the Naperville Park District did last year and what their plans are for the future? Information on these and many other topics can be accessed at your convenience from Park Talk, the podcast series produced by our marketing department. Samira Luthman and her staff have published 21 podcasts so far, starting in February of this year, with 7 episodes on the state of the Park District. 4 episodes were done in the run-up for Earth Day, and 5 segments were produced on the topic of senior adult connections and resources. The podcasts generally run 10 to 15 minutes, so you can obtain useful information in a pretty short period of time. You can subscribe to Park Talk so you'll be notified as new episodes are produced and listen if they pique your interest. Transparency in government is about more than just publishing financials. It's also about being public about what we are doing in planning. These podcasts support that objective. Next, Executive Director McGurry.
Thank you, President Riley. The Park District has 2 free events planned for the weekend before Halloween. The Carillon concert takes place on Saturday evening, October 27th at 7 p.m., featuring Halloween pieces played by City Carillionaire Tim Sleep and performances by the Elan Dance Company. The audience is encouraged to dress for the weather as the event is outdoors on Rotary Hill overlooking the Carillon. Naperville Park District will hand out glow sticks as long as the supplies last. 2018 Halloween Happening presented by Woody Buick GMC will take place at the Grand Pavilion at the Riverwalk from 1 to 4 p.m. on Sunday, October 28th. This is a free event and is designed for children ages 10 and under with 4 themed areas where they can collect treats, play games, and win prizes. The event also features live entertainment, including an encore performance by Elan Dance Company at 1:30 p.m. Sounds like Elan's going to be very busy. And children's musician Super Stoli at 2 p.m. and the magician Magic Matt at 3 p.m. Next is the Magical Starlight Theater's next musical. Commissioner Ensign, I want you to take note of this. Tarzan, which will take place Saturday, October 27th and Sunday, October 28th. Lead and supporting roles are available for adults and youth in 4th grade and up. I'm thinking you're shoo-in for this. Prepare an up-tempo song and be ready for a general movement audition. I have no idea what that means, but I'm just reading what I was told to read here. Is it interpretive dance? Okay. I may try out. The musical will be performed in January 2019 on the weekends of January 11th through the 13th and the 18th through the 20th. Visit magicalstarlight.org for more information. And finally, don't trash your Halloween pumpkins. Bring it to the Park District for the 2nd annual Pumpkin Smash. Pumpkins will be composted directly into the soil at the Ron Ori Community Garden Plots. Drop off your jack-o'-lantern at the garden plots at 811 West Street on Saturday, November 3rd from 9 a.m. till noon and help make this pumpkin smash a success. That's all I have.
Thank you. Next item is approve Ordinance 943, provide for the issuance of general obligation limited tax park bonds.
Move to approve Ordinance 943, providing for the issue of not to exceed $11,500,000 general obligation limited tax park bonds, Series 2018 of the district for park purposes, providing for the levy of a direct annual tax to pay said bonds, and authorizing the sale of said bonds to the purchaser thereof.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion on the motion? Commissioner Regan?
I guess more of a question than a comment, but can we be sure when we do issue these that we get the final tally of that, what the additional cost is going to be, since we didn't issue these whenever that first memo came out last March? It was going up, I forgot what the cost was, 25 basis points. Sue had put it together that cost us so much. I think rates have gone up another 25 basis points since that memo. I'm all for it. I think it's great. It's just the delays cost the taxpayers money, and I'd like to know the final amount.
And which date are you looking for, Bill?
Whatever the day that they issue. So she would just
No,
have
I'm
to
sorry,
update.
the date,
Yeah,
you want that
excuse me.
date compared to which
Excuse
date?
me.
Oh, I'm sorry, yes, I'm sorry.
Please address the chair.
Yeah, sorry, President Riley.
Yes.
I was wondering, what date are we looking at to compare this to? Are we looking to sometime last spring? Or what date are we trying to compare this new date in the future to this past date? Of which date?
Commissioner Regan, do you have an answer for that?
The date that we issue the bonds compared to that memo. So what's the final price tag? The March memo that
So
Sue
that's
put
one
together.
side of the comparison. What is the other side?
I'm not sure I
I'm just
understand.
confused because I think you need to compare two different things, right? And right now I know we're comparing the date in the future, and I'm not sure what date in the past we're comparing it to.
I believe that Commissioner Regan is referring to the date of the memo that we discussed this previously.
It was
I
earlier,
too
several
am
months ago.
somewhat confused because I don't particularly see the utility of the experiment because we can't go back in time.
We can, once we have the sale date, compare to a date from the memo, although, or a different date, whatever that is. But we actually had the development plan Commissioner Egan, are you wishing when we were first talking about it or when we knew how much we wanted to borrow? Would you like to compare it to?
I simply want to know from the memo that you wrote, I can't remember if it was last March, April, somewhere in that time frame, to when we issue, update, just simply what that cost was. You had a number in there, I think it was 1.5 million on 50 bips. Whatever it is, ends up, it could be less, it could be more, but what the final cost of the inaction was, that's what I'm after.
Yep, we can do that. And we can do it based on, and we have someone from John here, Belzano from Piper Jaffray, if you have any other questions, but they can perform that analysis of what a like AAA rated would have been then versus now based on those rates, for your information.
Commissioner Todd, did you have a comment?
I'm just not understanding what purpose that serves. We couldn't have issued the bonds on that date, so we're comparing something to sort of an arbitrary number.
I agree with you. I don't understand the utility of it either, but the request has been made, apparently relatively easy to do. Any further discussion on the motion? Would you call the roll, please?
Vice President Janner,
Yes.
Commissioner Todd,
Yes.
Commissioner Carlson,
Yes.
Commissioner Egan, Commissioner Ensign, Commissioner King,
Yes.
President Riley.
Yes. Next is item 7, approve treasurer's report.
Move to approve the August 2018 Treasurers Report.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? Would you call the roll, please?
Yes.
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 Aye.
Commissioner Ensign,
Yes.
Commissioner King,
Yes.
President Riley.
Yes. Next item is the consent agenda. Are there any items to be removed from the consent agenda? Commissioner Regan?
Items A as in apple and E as in Egan.
Move to approve consent agenda items B, C, and D.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? Motion to accept, yes. Bridget, call the roll, please.
Yes.
Commissioner Todd,
Yes.
Commissioner Carlson,
Yes.
Commissioner Egan,
Aye.
Commissioner Ensign,
Yes.
Commissioner King,
Yes.
President Riley.
Yes.
Move to approve consent agenda as accepted. This is a voice vote.
Second.
A motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Move on to unfinished business. Move to approve item A on the consent agenda. Approve September 2018 disbursements in the amount of $1,559,527.18.
Second.
A motion is second. With just a slight correction for the record. It's no longer on the consent agenda. It's just being handled individually. A motion is second. Any discussion on this motion? Commissioner Regan?
I'll be voting no. Again, as I said last meeting, supporting salaries at 3% comp pool and 2% CPI and employee bonuses I can't support.
Is there any other discussion on the motion? Bridget, call the roll, please.
Vice President Janner,
Yes.
Commissioner Todd,
Yes.
Commissioner Carlson, Commissioner Egan, Commissioner Ensign, Commissioner King,
Yes.
President Riley.
Yes.
Move to approve the August 23rd, 2018 regular meeting minutes.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. A discussion on this motion, Commissioner Egan?
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to attend the meeting, so I'll abstain to the minutes.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that, please?
I wasn't able to attend the meeting, so I'm going to abstain.
Any further discussion?
President Riley? Do you know, was that meeting posted on a website? Thank you.
Any further discussion? Bridget, call the roll, please.
Vice President Janner,
Yes.
Commissioner Todd? Yes. Commissioner Carlson? Yes. Commissioner Egan? Commissioner Ensign? Yes. Commissioner King?
Yes.
President Riley?
Yes. Next item is future meetings. We have a regular meeting of the Board of Park Commissioners, October 25th, 2018, 6:30 p.m., the Fort Hill Activity Center, followed by a regular meeting of the Board of Park Commissioners, November 8th, 2018, at 7 p.m., here in council chambers, followed by a regular meeting of the Board of Park Commissioners, December 13th, 2018, 7 p.m., here in council chambers. Next item on our agenda is executive session.
Move to adjourn to executive session to discuss land acquisition under 2C5 of the Open Meetings Act and personnel under Section 2C1 of the Open Meetings Act.
Second.
And also pending litigation under 2C11 of the Open Meetings Act.
Second.
Second.
We have a motion and 2 seconds. Is there a discussion on the motion? Bridget, call the roll, please.
Vice President Janner,
Yes.
Commissioner King?
Yes.
Commissioner Todd?
Yes.
Commissioner Carlson? Commissioner Egan? Commissioner Ensign? President Riley?
Yes. We're adjourned to executive session.